gasoline or kerosene. I voted for number 2 because his face looks a little funny, like he's...
Oh, really?
No, I mean...
I think he's handsome.
Gene, I got news for you that after that vote, after the show, your face may look a little funny.
You gonna let me finish or not there?
Yeah, finish.
Well, look at him now. He's been hurt a couple of times there, and he...
Why? He looks all right to
No,
me.
look at him.
Don't you let him worry you.
Go ahead, finish.
Any side bets here?
Gene, you're getting yourself in
$20.
deeper trouble all the time, and I think now what we're going to do is to do the reveal. We're going to say, now, will the real Jack Wilson please stand up, sir? There you go.
I think he's handsome.
Your life is safe.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks, Jack. If you'll be seated, we'll find out about your friends. Number 1, sir, you got 2 wrong votes. What's your real name? What do you do?
My name is Peter Denko, and I'm a freelance bartender.
That's a dangerous job. That's a look.
I've known them to jump 30 feet. Number 3, so I'm afraid the 30 feet did you in. You can only do that while trying to cross the street in New York. What is your real name, please?
My name is Richard Crowley, and I'm manager of the Paperback Booksmith, 30 West 8th Street, New York.
That's why he said he had a 30-foot jump.
Jack Wilson, one quick question was asked of number 1. Can you indeed get insurance in your line of work?
Well, under the Screen Actors Guild, we're adequately covered.
So I just part
But
of
if
your
you
union
wanted to
contract.
if you really wanted to go out and get Lloyd's of London, I suppose you could. But like we're pretty sure of ourselves, and if it's out of our line, we don't take the job.
Well, I want to tell you, I admire you, my friend. Thank you very much for being with us as well as your imposters.
Thank you.
Now, I got a picture here that's a beauty. Take a look at this. This picture was taken, I'll try to get it right, there you go. It was taken on the Moroccan coast in North Africa, a place called Cape Espartel. Well, now you're about to meet the man who claims that this exact place was visited by the ancient hero Ulysses on his long voyage home from the Trojan War. And he claims that this was the place known to Ulysses as Hades, the land of the underworld. And we will meet our modern-day explorer right after a few up-to-date commercials.
I believe
In being on
Network.
Now let's meet the man who has recreated the voyage of Ulysses.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Mauricio Obregon.
Number 2.
My name is Mauricio Obregon.
Number 3.
My name is Mauricio Obregon.
All right, and listen to the seagoing saga of Mauricio Obregon. It's fascinating. I, Mauricio Obregon, have retraced the legendary voyage through the Mediterranean Sea of the ancient Greek hero Ulysses. For years, this famous odyssey was believed to be the romantic creation of the poet Homer. However, I believe that there was a Ulysses, and that he did indeed sail through many dangers and temptations on his way home from the Trojan War. By careful study of the stars, winds, and currents, unchanged for thousands of years, and by flying and sailing around the islands and coastline of the Mediterranean, I have followed in the footsteps of Ulysses. For instance, a cave on one of the Balearic Islands was the probable home of the Cyclops who killed and ate 6 of Ulysses' men. Do you remember the sirens and their irresistible song? They tempted Ulysses from the famous island of Capri. And the witch Circe turned the Greek warriors into swine on Capri's neighboring isle of Ischia. The most dangerous sailing on the voyage was the passage between the rock of Scylla and the wild whirlpool Charybdis, which I believe to be the Straits of Messina. I tell about my voyage and Ulysses in a new book entitled Ulysses Airborne, signed Mauricio Obregon. And we will start with that mighty voyager, Peggy Cass.
Thank you. Number 2, in Homer, they always speak of the sea as being a certain color. Could you tell me the color of Homer's sea?
wine dark.
Thank you. Number 3, the Straits of Messina are near where?
It's between Sicily and Italy. It's Reggio and Maggio.
Thank you. And number one, would you name me the Balearic Islands?
Who are you speaking to?
Number one, the Balearic Islands.
The Balearic Islands are islands of the coast of Spain.
Yes, but what are their names?
Minorca, Mallorca,
Okay, Ibiza, I think.
Yes, Ibiza.
Okay, number three, do you feel that Ulysses hit the coast of Africa?
Yes, I do, because as far as he was aiming towards Ithaca, there were the winds there that they drag him out and they blow him towards the Africa coast.
Thank you.
That's
Number
how
two.
he lost the trend.
Number two, where do you think the island of the Lotus Eaters, where were the Lotus Eaters?
The Lotus Eaters is off the coast of Africa. You might call it the Libya Gulf. Libya Gulf.
Yes,
and this Lotus Eater was the...
Thank you. And you found a sign.
From Peggy, and we're going to go to Gene Rayburn.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Number two, the song the Sirens sang. Does anybody have any, would they jump up and down and whistle Sweet Sue, or well, what was the song? Does anybody have any idea, number two?
No, but they did say that they knew what would come to pass. In other words, they were offering the future, the tree of knowledge, if you wish.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Richard Burton.
Number three, what did Ulysses do in order to get by that island where these beautiful half-clothed women were trying to get his men to land there?
Well, he put wax to the sailors at the ears of his sailors, and he asked one of them to tie him on the mast. So without putting wax, and of course, he ran through all this ordeal of beautiful things without being able to join.
Yeah. Number three, would you have done the same thing? I guess not.
That's quite all right. From Gene, we go to Kitty, please.
Number one, your book is called Ulysses Airborne. Did you make this trip by air?
Largely by air.
Oh, I see. You didn't follow along in a boat.
No, we stopped from time to time and got boats in order to check it out.
Thank you. Number two, who was Ulysses' wife he was going home to?
Penelope.
And number three, why did Ulysses feel that that particular place in North Africa was the home of Hades? Is it so frightening?
Well, it is. The dead souls are there, and there was.
Could you feel them?
More or less, I think so.
Number two, how did Homer know all about this?
That, of course, is not known. It's supposed that he inherited this through word of mouth.
Oh, it was a legend when he wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, when they ate some of his sailors, some were changed into swine. How many were left when he went home?
He was alone.
All alone.
Oh, on that sad note, we must mark our little ballots. Bill, I'm sorry, Bill, I got carried away by Kitty. Yes, Bill Cullen, I beg your pardon.
I don't know why this happens to me like every 2 or 3 weeks. This happens to me. I vote for number...
No.
No, I want to know, number one, are you a man of means, sir?
You need money to do this.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I will go then to number two. Did you do this, sir, with the book in mind when you supposedly traced Ulysses' voyage? Did you have a book in mind?
Yes, specifically to do a book.
All right, now I'll come down to number three. A voyage like this naturally had to be, it cost money. May I ask, here I go with money again, but how much money did this voyage cost? And did you do it on spec?
Well, I did it in 3 different summers,
Yes.
So eventually, it went to 3 more or less equal sums, equal...
You had a credit card, I remember.
Hey, did it on the Diners Club.
You rock and a siren comes up and punches your card.
With a little luck. Well, that's the way it goes now that Bill has asked questions. We must now vote, and we decide whether we like number one, or number two, or number three. The usual penalties are in force, of course, and Peggy Cass, have you made up your mind, my dear? You look puzzled.
No, I knew that the Lotus Seas are supposed to be an island off Africa, but the real reason I voted for the man is Obregon sounds to me as though it's a Portuguese name. Number three looks to me like Henry the Explorer, so I voted for him.
You've got one going there for number three. All right, then we're going to Gene Rayburn.
Well, they're all certainly knowledgeable about their mythology and Homer and so forth, and as far as I could tell, their answers were excellent. Number three's knowledge of geography seemed to be greater than the others, as if he had really made the trip, and that's why I voted.